the same wavelength.
Hello.
Hey.
We need to interview her and have her tell the story of her
It's a
ministry.
story of a time after I was ordained. What happened was, since I was ordained late in life, my second sort of, let me say this differently. Not late in life, it was a sort of a second change of life career or something. I was in my 40s. And I was invited soon after I was ordained to meet with a group of seasoned ministers. And I was so intimidated by them. It was this big conference. And here, they were my age, but they'd been ministers for maybe 25 years already. And I was sitting there thinking, this is my first outing as a minister. And I was sitting there feeling so inadequate, and I was thinking, I'm not supposed to be a minister. There's been a mistake. You know, somebody did something wrong when they ordained me, and I just, for some reason, I just felt like I was doing the wrong thing, and I was in the wrong place, and I was, here I was with all these people that spent their lives in ministry. And so I decided I would just leave. I was going to sneak off and leave during lunch. Well, it just so happens that this guy I was talking to at my table was the keynote speaker. So during lunch he got up to speak, and I thought, I can't leave because he's the speaker and he and I have been talking and he'll notice me leaving. So I sat there, and I had never given him my name. I didn't know his name. It was just a table of people who were exchanging ideas. Well, he gets up and he gives this powerful talk, and it's really heavy, and I'm thinking, wow, if only I could speak like that, if only I could be, up there and be that kind of a minister. And he starts saying, well, I know there's those of you in the audience who think that you're not worthy of being a minister. And I'm like, he's reading my mind. And then he says, and I said, well, he's not talking to me because I'm really not worthy of being a minister. He must be talking to somebody else. He needs to call me by my name. And he said, you want God to call you by your name? And I'm like, is he inside my head? This is amazing. Like, how could this really be happening? I just couldn't believe it. So a few minutes later, I'm just sitting there getting sort of more and more amazed by what's happening and wondering, like, how is he knowing what I'm going through? And I'm looking around, and everybody else seems very confident. And he says, I will call you because you've been anointed. Come up here and pray. And I'm like, yes, say my name, say my name. And he says, Reverend Lori Cardona. And I was shocked, but at the same time, I was like propelled out of my seat. And I went and I got up on the stage and I started to pray. I just took the microphone and I started to pray. And everybody that I thought was more seasoned than me and more worthy than me was there looking up at me, listening to my prayer. And I turned to him when it was over and I said, how did you know to call my name? He said, oh, I have this list of hundreds of people, and I just pointed to a name, and that's the name I pointed to. And I called you up. And he said, you have been anointed.
Oh my God.
And I have never had a moment of doubt since. Never. And anytime I come close to doubting, I just remember that story.
Oh my God.
And when I know other people who are in doubt, I tell them that story because there's nothing like being called. Because a calling is quiet. But to be called like that, that was my name, and I was called, and I got up, and I prayed. And I've never doubted since.
That's a great story.
Thank you.
No wonder they wanted me to get it.
Thank you.
Thanks. And here she is, ladies and gentlemen.
My
All right.
pleasure.
If your life was like a movie, would anyone want to watch it?
I hope so.
Yeah, I think so.